The TVWAN News is proudly brought to you by
Hello, I'm Rex Lita with Friday's News. In this edition, Yafai Free, who faces the music? Bangu strategizes for 2027 election, and Transgogol constituents demand services. Following the Supreme Court's decision to free former Deputy Finance Secretary Jacob Yafai of all 4 misappropriation charges, this effectively distanced Yafai from this controversial payment. But the question remains, who then is liable for the 41.8 million kina payment to Paul Paraka lawyers? Will this case be left to die a natural death because Yafai is free? TVWAN News asked the Prime Minister yesterday if he will direct further investigations to hold persons responsible for this payment to account.
During a press conference yesterday, TVWAN News asked the Prime Minister if he will give directives for further investigations into the controversial payment of 41.8 million kina to Paul Paraka lawyers since Jacob Yafai was freed from all misappropriation charges. In answering our question, Prime Minister Marape rightfully spelled out the constitutional functions of the police, saying police are there to deal with such matters, and if police see that this case warrants further investigation, it's up to them to take it further.
Police have the constitutional role to do their job, and it's up to them. They look at the file. But again, police, whether it's in the Yafai matter, any matter, police do not need to be instructed. Police has the power to do their job. Constitution calls for them to do their job. If they feel that a case warrants we look at, then the police commissioner has the full authority to look at any files for this matter, including the Paraka matter.
He then went on to explain how Waigani and Volupindi have been a minefield for law firms and accounting firms for years, dating back to the early 2000s.
But if you go back, it started in 2008, 2009, 2006. Waigani was a minefield for law firms and accounting firms and all manners of firms running in and out of Waigani public accounts. And so DPM will have to call up the finance inquiry, get the finance inquiry, and police commissioner could start looking into the finance inquiry. If you look at the finance inquiry of past, there's a lot of possible links in this place.
He confirmed that these payments did not start in his time as finance minister, outlining he stepped in to stop these payments as finance minister in 2012.
I arrived as finance minister in 2012, August. And it was my words, under my words, that a report was filed to police. Under my words, under my hand, suspend and remove Yafai from employment. Under my words, Stephen Gibson got suspended and eventually terminated, all relating to this Paraka payment. And if you care to look at it and someone does investigative journalism, Paraka payments runs beyond just that 41 million kina parcel. In 2012 alone, over 70 million was paid. First part payment in January, second payments ran from I think September, October to December of that year.
The Prime Minister urged journalists in PNG to dig deeper to establish the payments to Paraka lawyers, which he says were done well before his time as Finance Minister. Ruth Rongola, TVWAN News.
Meantime, the former Deputy Secretary of Finance is still guilty for the abuse of office charge, which carries a lighter sentencing of 2 years. His lawyers say they will file a motion asking the court to either release him on suspended sentence or decrease the number of years. Yafai still remains behind bars.
Every person in the country has a right of appeal. And so Mr. Yafai filed an appeal, and the appeal went through the due process. Supreme Court looked through it, and I think my information tells me that one charge is still maintained. So that's still a charge, and the charge is still maintained. So I think they are awaiting the ruling on sentencing or something like this. So the court process is still alive, and we're not that privy to address a court process that is still alive. So you journalists must get your facts correct. I think 4 charges were dropped, but 1 charge is still alive. So you have to be careful on how you phrase these sort of conversations in the public space.
Following the passage of the Vagrancy Act in Parliament on Thursday, 19th March 2026, Northern Governor Gary Jufa has proposed practical solutions to complement the new law and ensure convenience for citizens to return home. Governor Jufa said efforts to address social issues and strengthen economic development in the provinces must be prioritized if the law is to be applied effectively to ensure citizens are satisfied with service delivery and are able to live in a safe and conducive environment within their own districts and provinces.
Yesterday, 18 members of the parliament voted in support of the Vagrancy Act proposed by the National Capital District Governor Powers Paco. Governor Paco presented the bill in an effort to address law and order issues in urban centers across the country. He said the proposed law is not limited to one area and can be applied in cities nationwide. Despite the support, Doten Provincial MP Gary Jufa said massive rural-urban drift and its social impacts prompted the passing of the act,
which were well-intended but poorly implemented. Districts and stations started to crumble. The lights went out, water was shut, police services started to shrink and shrivel up, health, education. Investors did not want to go to districts and stations and operate there anymore because it was unsafe for them. Their investments were not guaranteed. So people started to look for a better life. They started to flock into the urban areas.
He added that provinces should receive 100% of the GST generated within their jurisdictions instead of the current 60-40 split, which he describes as insufficient for development in the district.
Including the fact that provinces do not get 100% of the GST that they generate. So here's my suggestion, that all provinces should be getting that 100% of the GST. The current arrangement of 60-40 is ridiculous. And that additional amount that goes to the provinces should make it to the districts and stations to maintain them, to revive them. Then the open members and their DDAs can top up and assist in building the required infrastructure and bringing about the normalcy needed to rebuild these districts and stations. And the provincial governments can work hand in hand with the open members and the DDAs and bring this about. And then we will see that people will actually return to the districts and stations.
He asks members of parliament to seriously consider the concerns raised by Leader of Opposition James Nomane, who opposed the bill during the parliamentary debate. Jufa called on the government and parliament to act with agency, not just to review reforms, but implement practical solutions that bring lasting change. Michael Tamtipais, TV1 News.
With 2027 national general elections just a year away, the Prime Minister James Marape's ruling Pangu Party is placing itself strategically to go into the elections. Yesterday, it accepted one of PNG's oldest political parties, the People's Progress Party, as a coalition partner, bringing the total number of parties in the Pangu coalition to 11. PPP brings with it 2 members to the coalition, and they include the party leader Douglas Tomoriesa, who was not so long ago the opposition leader, and Byron Chen, newly elected governor of New Ireland Province and son of the PPP founder Sir Julius Chen.
The acceptance of People's Progress Party as a coalition partner is a deliberate move by Pangu as it moves into the elections.
And we welcome them. We will work together with them side by side as we go into the 2027 general elections. And whoever it may be that receives the invitation to form government, the Section 60 invitation, then the coalition arrangements will still be maintained. And in the structure of government in 2027 would feature in one way or another, Pangu, PPP, etc. going forward. This is a deliberate step, knowing very well the elections coming up in 2027. We are joining up with like-minded parties.
Pangu and PPP are old friends. The Pangu-PPP coalition in 1972 ushered independence in 1975, and 50 years on, PPP and Pangu have teamed up again to go into election as partners, and Prime Minister James Marape welcomed PPP to the coalition.
Two foundational parties, Pangu and PPP, at the birth of our country's independence. Today, 50 years on, we welcome wholeheartedly the rejoin of PPP into Pangu party-led coalition. There are two right now, in as far as members of parliament is concerned, but the number is commensurate adequately by the reputation of the party. Along every stages of our country's journey the last 50 years, PPP and Pangu have always met in some way or another in the hallways of PNG politics, right up till today, and it is no coincidence.
PPP has only two members of parliament, with the party leader being the former opposition leader. After being displaced from this role, he has moved, and Prime Minister James Marape described this as a gain to the government.
And I just want to make mention the Honourable Tomorasi was displaced from the opposition leadership. The opposition leadership is at loss in terms of losing a good leader in Honourable Douglas Tomorasi, and the government is at gain by gaining a good third-term MP, solid leader in his own right, now leader of People's Progress Party.
Tomuriesa, who was critical about various government decisions in the recent past as opposition leader, has now praised the leadership of Prime Minister James Marape.
We believe in the leadership that we have today in the country. We want to join in that leadership with the reforms that the government is undertaking for this nation. We need to strengthen that governance and make certain that the reforms are realized. And so we will have our voice in government and will continue to serve in government.
He thanked Marape and the Pangu coalition for accepting PPP and said he is looking forward to work with the government in whatever capacity he and his colleague PPP member can. Ruth Rungula, TV1 News.
Welcoming the People's Progress Party to the coalition yesterday, Prime Minister James Marape announced that the newly elected member for Day Open, Desmond Keeper, has expressed interest in joining the ruling Pangu party. Marape and his deputy John Rosso welcomed the move, noting that Keeper's intention will be presented to the party council for formal deliberation. Although he won his seat as an independent candidate, Keeper has decided to align with Pangu after 1 month in office.
Keeper's inclusion in Pangu party will further boost the Pangu numbers, placing Pangu strategically for the upcoming national general elections. But for Keeper, choosing to join Pangu is for the good of the district, given he has less time to serve in the office in this role.
And also, my district does not have a police station for the last number of years, 50 or 48 years, or let me put it that way. So all these issues are pressing issues for my people, and they want me to. And being an educated person from that part of my district, they also want me to deliver what I can within this short period of time that I'm given that opportunity to provide. So, given all these circumstances, I've made that decision to join the ruling party, and to within the 12 months, I can deliver what I can for my people.
Party leader and Prime Minister James Marape, in admiring the first-time MP's stamina and intellectual capacity, promised to provide support going forward.
I want to say the few times he's spoken on the floor of Parliament, he's depicted maturity, intellect, intelligence, and composure. And so in a year that is left, we would envelope our support to him to nurture leadership that is good for the country emerging in the electorate. And so the Honourable Desmond Kipper would like to acknowledge your intention to join us. The parliamentary wing accepts you, but we will put it through the process in terms of our party council process.
Kipper's decision to join Pangu despite running as an independent was acknowledged.
I want to say Pangu had no hand in his election victory. We had no contribution to him. We didn't endorse him. And we have no right to graft him into Pangu. He was elected as an independent candidate. He had weeks to think about this, and on his own free will and accord, he so decided to join Pangu, and we embraced him.
The Pangu party did not field a candidate in the recent day election. We felt that we should leave it to other people to run, either independents or other parties, and we kept out of that. But the Honourable Desmond Kipper made his own decision after running as an independent to join the party, and as he quite rightfully expressed his reasons for. So welcome.
Day Open electorate in Western Islands province has a rich Pangu history, with former Day MP TVWAN being a Pangu party great for 20 years. And Prime Minister Marake thanked Kipper for choosing to join this party again after many years. Ruth Rongola, TV1 News.
A nationwide consultation process will be undertaken by the Road Traffic Authority to inform the draft land transport policy for road traffic 2026 to 2035. The regional consultations aim to ensure that the final policy reflects the realities, priorities, and operational challenges experienced across all regions of Papua New Guinea.
The Road Traffic Authority was in lay on Wednesday, 18th March 2026, for the first of 4 regional consultations on the draft land transport policy for road traffic 2026 to 2035. The consultation took place in Leh for the Momase region, then it will move to Mount Hagen for the Highlands region, Kokopo for the Islands region, and finally Port Moresby for Southern region, where the consultation process will conclude. RTA's Acting Chief Executive Officer, John Avira, said these consultations will ensure that the final policy reflects the realities, priorities, and operational challenges experienced across all regions of Papua New Guinea. Avira outlined that the Road Traffic Authority was established under the Road Traffic Act 2014 to regulate vehicle registration, driver licensing, public transport operations, and road traffic enforcement. However, despite this legislative mandate, the land transport sector has largely operated without a comprehensive national policy framework to guide regulatory governance and reform. This is why the RTA has embarked on consultations to put together the draft land transport policy for road traffic 2026 to 2035. This policy will provide the strategic foundation to guide land transport regulation over the next decade. The policy will focus on several key priorities, including strengthening the integrity of vehicle registration and driver licensing systems, strengthening enforcement and compliance systems, and modernize the regulatory systems through digital transformation. Kamela Guare, TV1 News, Leh.
You are watching TV1 News. Gonoa people demand answers and festival revives Tovi.
For too long, banking has felt out of reach for many. But now, BSP's One-Took Wallet is here to change that. Send and receive money, pay bills, and top up. It's your money, wherever, whenever. Because at BSP, we are committed to improving how our customers connect to our One-Tooks, to our family, to the ones we love. BSP's One-Took Wallet. Money made easy. Dial *131# for everyone.
FM. Grab a Coca-Cola and enjoy the moment.
A true champion is measured by their courage, their determination, and their passion to never give up and to always keep trying. With a delicious Milo and milk taste and added nutrients, Milo and milk is a great way to fuel our little champions with nourishing energy every day. Because true champions give it their all.
Milo, PNG and Mia. Prime PNG made.
The PNG LNG project has now generated more than 30 billion kina for Papua New Guinea since production commenced. Nearly half of this amount has been paid as tax. Equity distributions are paid to KPHL and MRDC based on the interest they hold. Tax is paid to the IRC, while development levies and royalties are paid to DPE.
Cold Power Citrus Blast uses stain-fighting active particles to remove dirt, grease and stains from your family's washing with less scrubbing and rubbing, reducing wear and tear and saving you time. Cold Power Citrus Blast has an amazing citrus fragrance that gives that extra freshness that will last all day long.
Pass. Phil Thorpe, he's a hard man to tackle. Spins around and kicks it.
Oscar gets his chance now in game 50. They're not taking that one back.
Does it spectacularly well. 37-point margin now. Adelaide is a magnificent kick of the football and responds with his second to give Adelaide a bit of space.
Welcome back. The people of Gonoa in the Transgogol area in Madang province have stopped road contractors from proceeding with any road work without first fixing the damaged Jal Culvert Bridge.
The Jal Bridge was constructed using culverts, gravel filling and no solid foundation, thus exposed to floods and caused inconvenience to the traveling public for several years. This time, huge holes have appeared, preventing vehicles from passing through. Frustrated commuters and villagers prevented crossing the damaged section of the road and had confrontation with provincial works employees on Monday morning as the contractor and works employees were attempting to cross over to fix another bridge inland. On Tuesday, Transgogol local level government president Maurice Band gathered his people and explained to them how years of neglect have led to the damage of this bridge and called on the member for Madang, Brian Kramer, to intervene.
Log in one time, Bogon will come out to stop one time, lo believe me, the country come out. Bogon will all go through the crisis, me blood, you are finished here. 71 come now, over 50 years. This is the road to even here. All leader come, leader go, leader come, leader go. Only give him look, somewhere come long. People will transfer go here. Me na council to me. Me don't look at this basket of money blocking the road here. Middle at man, Namila Midla, member of the Madang open himself. Yes. Honorable Brian Kramer himself. You don't put in pressure of council to me. Not going to put in pressure of president to you, me Sinabia.
President Ban is standing with his people in closing the Jal Bridge temporarily until this bridge is fixed. He is also mobilizing support from other leaders to petition the government and relevant authorities to attend to their plight. Community leader Philip Thaddeus also called for a permanent bridge.
3 years, I'm all over back film this bridge. Bridge I want for service. Service has to stop in service. Plenty time all man talk to me blossom, all man walk long. Begin all na bridge I walk back. That's all I'm passing the back fill. Time what I'm running on it. I'm rousing my son inside. I'm drop ground. So blame me blow nothing. Usat pe luksa wala papa gran lodisla.
people are feeling pain enough now. So now, people are like him, this is Christmas, permanent, Tambla must permanent, now all the way going to have a transport, Christmas permanent. And the government must come up, people are contributing to the country, inshallah, economic country. People are not failing, government not failing me, block.
Ruth Absalom, a mother and subsistence farmer, outlined the impact of this on mothers who use the road to sell their produce, including betel nut, to make a living.
So we can bridge, good bridge the road, so we can travel more cargo, we can market. We can carry cargo can come. Transit, we can Philippine. Had look carry more heavy across the bridge. We can buy 10 kina can next 10 kina go down the town can market. Okay, 20 kina. Okay, we plus a Philippine look carry cargo no go down the town.
The call for a permanent bridge is unanimous chant from the people of Transgogol, who believe they have been forgotten by their own government. Susan Oreape, TVWAN News.
The Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints in Madang Province continues to support government priorities in the different sectors of development. They are now focusing on the education sector, assisting to build classrooms and donating chairs and tables to schools.
The Church of Christ of the Latter-day Saints continues to improve basic health, education and infrastructure through partnership within Madang Province. Today, they visited Heaven schools in Madang and donated chairs and tables. These chairs and tables are gifts from donors in Australia. Lutheran Day Primary School received 80 tables and 200 chairs. Roslyn Maru, a senior teacher at the school, was overwhelmed with the donation, explaining how this will meet the school infrastructure needs.
Number of students in the class, we have 60 to 65. And some more without no chair, no table, they on the floor, some sitting. This is time straight, it's like helping them family, I appreciate them. Thank you.
President of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, Nyman Hota, was satisfied that students at this school will now sit and learn well and encourage them to study hard.
The education, in my opinion, more opportunities for people picking. So we advocate. People like people who sit on board, so you can learn in board, so you can become a very productive person or life leader future. So we hope we will continue with this relationship and a partnership with
Goom Primary School also received 80 tables and 200 chairs. For this school, these chairs and tables come just in time when they were needed the most. President Hota also promised continued support at Goom Primary School, as most of his young Latter-day Saints living within the surrounding region attend Goom.
It's both double classrooms. I just gave a couple just two weeks to complete. We started on the 10th of October last year. And at least before the Easter breaks, classroom must up, pastor must better classroom go up. I was thinking, who's going to give me chairs and tables? Then it can be so. I thank the Lord for this.
Both primary schools were relieved to receive the donations, which will go a long way in student learning in Madang Province.
At least supply in the shade. Yes. No go one plus. Thank you. Because we here, because I was on plenty of ECD bumpers come here.
Yep. Michael Tamtipais, TVWAN News.
The University of Papua New Guinea's School of Law students hosted its 2026 orientation last night at the new Lecture Theatre, alongside the opening ceremony of the 37th Burikidu Moot Court. More than 500 students, stakeholders and guest speakers attended the event, expressing optimism for a strong and successful academic year. The orientation program was a major success, featuring key announcements and contributions closely aligned with the Law Students Society's vision for 2026.
The University of Papua New Guinea's School of Law officially welcomed its 2026 cohort, hosting its orientation program alongside the opening of the 37th Burikidu Moot Court on Thursday night. The event drew hundreds of students and guests, setting an optimistic tone for the academic year ahead. Incoming School of Law Dean Dr. Glenn Pumuye addressed the 2026 Law Student Society team, Reset 50, inspired by Papua New Guinea's national vision. Dr. Pumuye emphasized that the next 50 years must be focused on achieving meaningful and sustainable national development. Transparency International Papua New Guinea Chief Executive Officer Arian Kasman highlighted the importance of internship opportunities for third-year and final-year law students, noting that practical exposure helps develop professional legal skills and strengthens understanding of accountability systems.
It is about protecting their rights and ensuring that their voices are heard, and making sure that those entrusted with power use it for the benefit of all, not just a few. That means the law is not just about the statutes and case law. It is about ensuring that the systems meant to serve our people are never abused for personal gain. This is why partnerships like the one between Transparency International PNG and the UPNG Law School are so important. Since 2017, we have had a memorandum of understanding with the university, the School of Law, and we have worked together to connect law students with the real-world challenges.
She added that Papua New Guinea's constitution is more than a legal document, describing it as a reflection of national values with people at its core. The event concluded with closing remarks from Student Representative Council President Ephraim Quivolo. The orientation marked a successful start to the Law Student Society's activities for the year, with more initiatives and student engagement programs planned in the months ahead. Michael Tamtipais, TVWAN News.
Day one of the Maupa Levapuka Tovi Cultural Festival has wrapped up with strong cultural displays, marking an important step in reviving traditions along the Aroma coast.
Thank you.
The Aroma Primary School grounds was alive with color, music and tradition as communities gathered for the official opening of the second Maupa Levapuka Tovi Cultural Festival. This year's event has grown into a district-wide celebration, bringing together 10 wards and 7 primary schools.
Today is all about? So today we witnessed the official opening of the second Maupa Levapuka Tovi Cultural Festival. The event itself was officially opened by the National Cultural Commission.
The National Cultural Commission recognizes the festival as an official cultural event, placing it on its 2026 calendar.
Yes, this event also marks the first event for the calendar of 2026 here, and the first event for the year as well.
A major highlight of the day one was the return of the sacred Tovi dance, once silent for decades. Inspired by the Rere Kappa Bed of Paradise, the performance reflects strength, balance, and cultural identity. School children also played a key role, performing alongside elders after weeks of rehearsals. According to Avediba, the inclusion of young people is a positive sign for the future of culture in the province.
For me personally, as a festival and events officer, I'm really happy because that also aligns with our vision and mission of the Office of the National Cultural Commission, which is to preserve, promote and safeguard our arts and culture. And who better than younger generations to take on this culture, practice it and then pass it on to the next upcoming generations that will be coming into the future.
As Day One came to a close, the festival continues to highlight the importance of culture, with organizers hopeful it will grow into an annual tradition for the people of Aroma. Michael Tamtipais, TVWAN News.
In finance news, the Kina closed lower at $0.2319 US in the interbank market. At Bank South Pacific, our Kina was buying at $0.2244 US, 0.3132 Australian dollars, 0.1858 euro, and 35.16 Japanese yen. Looking at commodity prices at New York close, coffee, cocoa and palm oil closed higher, while gold, crude oil and copper closed lower. And on the stock market, the Dow Jones closed lower, ASX closed lower, and all ordinaries closed lower as well. You are watching TV1 News. We'll have news abroad when we come back. Stay with us.
Banking doesn't have to be complicated. With PSP's One Talk Wallet, control your money wherever, whenever. Dial *131#, enter your PIN, select cash in or out, and generate a secure code to withdraw cash. It's the only wallet for cardless ATM withdrawals. Send and receive funds, pay for goods and bills, or withdraw cash with ease. All with PSP's One Talk Wallet. PSP's One Talk Wallet. Money made easy. Dial *131# today.
The PNG LNG project has now generated more than 30 billion kina for Papua New Guinea since production commenced. Nearly half of this amount has been paid as tax. Equity distributions are paid to KPHL and MRDC based on the interest they hold. Tax is paid to the IRC, while development levies and royalties are paid to DPE.
Start your day by doing the 1, 2, 3 with Colgate. Wake up. Brush your teeth. And smile. Smile throughout your day with Colgate.
You sabitu olsem kondom wambla way where you can abrusim seek HIV, STI na unplanned pregnancy. Tingim, using condom long right pla way. Stop safe na look out him you yet. Using condom all get a time. Suppose you know save long HIV status long partner blog you or suppose you got plenty partner. Using condom good all get a time. Long haborusim seek HIV, STI na unplanned pregnancies. Using condom banisim you yet na future blog you. This platok save ikam long National AIDS Council Secretariat.
Why? Semakin bapak si Arya.
Auntie, bangka goksim. David Loran. You think you passed it? Sports, it's in me.
Tune into Scope this Sunday at 7:45 p.m. on TV1. City Warden Initiative Improving Security.
Point was to get them to do volunteer work and get recognition from NCDC.
And Papua New Guineans participate in Dulos Mission of Hope.
We are here to share 3 things, and those are to share knowledge, help, and hope.
Watch these stories on Scope this Sunday at 7:45 p.m. on TV1.
You can't sell on a collectible classic you've done up without having to go first.
Should we go for a spin?
Shed and Buried Classic Cars, tonight 9:30 on Turbo.
Thanks for staying with us. Turning abroad, households battered by soaring fuel prices could soon see some relief in their power bills. The energy regulator has proposed cuts to benchmark power prices in certain states.
Like so many Australian energy users, Luke Cuato has endured a rough ride lately.
Do I pay the electricity bill on time, or do I just forfeit some of it just so I can go to the shops and buy food?
But amid the doom and gloom of yet another energy crisis, a small bright spot has emerged. After years of increases, benchmark power prices are set to fall by up to 10% in southeast Queensland, 8.2% in New South Wales and 1.3% in South Australia. It follows a decision last week to lower benchmark prices in Victoria by 3%.
We've seen much lower wholesale electricity costs over the last 12 months, much less volatility in our markets.
Analysts say pressure is likely to return in the years ahead as coal plants close and spending on the energy transition increases. Still, The federal government says renewable energy is easing prices, pointing to a new scheme in which households will be given free electricity for 3 hours in the middle of the day.
When the sun is shining at its brightest and power is negative or its cheapest, then consumers should be able to benefit from that.
For consumers without smart meters like Luke Cuato, who can't subscribe to the scheme, longer-term fixes await.
I work from 7 in the morning till 3 in the afternoon. I'm not at home at that time. I don't have any way to capture that free energy. It's just going to be wasted on me.
Family-owned service stations have been struggling to cope with the ongoing fuel crisis. Prices climbed, but some have margins that are either thin or below cost. They have been shedding customers, and with no end in sight, there have been fears over how long they can survive.
Retailers to one of the most expensive in the blink of a fuel crisis.
$200 now.
Some fuels at TVWAN Petroleum are nudging $3 a litre.
We have to, survive. That's why we put the prices up.
But the family business says its margins are thin or below cost. Sales have plummeted by 90%.
It's very quiet now. It's like hardly 2 customers in 1 hour or something.
The patience of loyal customers is being tested.
Maybe another couple of months we can sustain. After that, there's not much profit to make a living.
I'm sick of paying this sort of money out for petrol. I want a hybrid car.
TVWAN says it's running at a loss, but some stations are running out of fuel. Independent service stations often undercut big fuel companies on price. But the conflict in the Middle East is casting uncertainty over fuel supply and costs, leaving these family businesses vulnerable. Regional servos are particularly exposed.
They're under pressure. They're trying to keep up with demand.
There is 2 solutions to this crisis. The first is the war ends, and in the interim at least, the second is there is some sort of solution to reopening up the Strait of Hormuz.
Meanwhile, Transport for New South Wales observed an increase in public transport use. Per day, nearly 50,000 train and metro trips were made. But for many, using a car is the only way to get around.
The long Easter break is usually a tourism boom, but many operators say travellers have started to cancel bookings as global fuel prices continue on an upward trajectory. The tyranny of distance means Western Australia can be particularly hard hit.
Creeps higher.
Very expensive.
And with Easter bearing down on popular southern tourist towns, operators are feeling the pinch as motorists start to opt out of travelling.
Since the kind of news started covering it, we've probably maybe had 20 to 30 cancellations.
Travellers are keeping a close eye on fuel prices and availability as they weigh up long trips down south or from interstate.
So a few people that kind of have to replan their holiday decisions and where they're going to go, whether or not they're going to sit tight and wait it out, or if they're going to push forward across to the west.
Recent arrivals to the west are already feeling the sting of high prices.
And the most I paid was $3.20 at Nullarbor Roadhouse.
That must have stung.
It did. I only put enough in there to get me to the next station.
And that's led some locals to change their own travel plans.
We've got a planned trip to Geraldton. You think that might be too far, so we'll come back to somewhere like Cervantes or somewhere a bit closer, just reduce the cost.
With Easter bookings largely placed before the global price hike of fuel, tourism operators say they're still expecting good numbers. But thoughts have already turned to the weeks and months beyond.
Massive impact to come, I think. At the moment, people are adjusting to the fact that fuel prices are going up, and those that are willing to travel around Australia are really just going to not do it if this continues.
A global issue fueling local concerns.
And that ends the news segment. Next in sports, Hunters' eye victory against Clydesdales, and Ryan Penny marks 20 years since historic gold.
Hi, with the help of Palmolive Naturals shampoo and conditioner, with these 3 quick and easy tips, I'm going to show you that more natural, beautiful hair is achievable. Step 1, massage your scalp during washing with shampoo. Step 2, apply conditioner to the tips of your hair. Step 3, gently towel dry your hair. There you have it. For natural, beautiful hair, use Palmolive Natural shampoo and conditioner. Have a great hair day.
Woi, semakin apa seharian?
Anti, bangka goksim. David Loran. Anything you passed it. Spots. It's in me.
Central Province is our home.
The tides of the Coral Sea are our heartbeat. From the coast to the mountains.
Traditions pass generation to generation.
The sea and our gardens sustain us.
Our songs carry our legends through time.
Our home is Central Province. Our nation is Papua New Guinea.
Always on WhatsApp? Then this is your style of banking with TISA. Check your account balance or even chat with a TISA Bank agent. Get started today by following these simple steps. 1. Save TISA Bank's official WhatsApp number in your phone. 2. Open WhatsApp and send a simple hi. 3. Follow the menu to start banking. It's that easy. TISA Bank. Banking on change.
The back comes to Portailo. He's big, he's strong, and he's in. Campbell now flew. Unbelievable. Welcome back to the 2026 Host Plus Cup season. Footy is back, ladies and gentlemen. Sunday afternoon football.
Long. They've got numbers that they will score.
He takes it coast to coast to the house. It's a try, and it's Oliver Bickle, I think it is.
And Graham Rex goes over.
Takes it, and it's over on it goes. Sanders for Matt.
Your 2025 NRL premiers, the Brisbane Broncos.
Oh, the arrow with a massive shot. It's high. Here's right foot step. Right foot step. Jermaine Hughes with an incredible individual effort. And Walsh comes rampaging over the ball. Reece Walsh has the long goal. Start the party.
Welcome back. The PNG Hunters are on the road for round 3 of the Host Plus Cup competition against Western Clydesdales on Sunday in Toowoomba Sports Ground in Australia. They head into this match after losing 2 matches and eyeing a first win in Australia. Paul Eighton's men take their first trip of the season to Australia with no win but plenty of work to do. They've already lost 2 home matches to winner Manly Seagulls and Central Queensland Capras. The Huntsmen are desperate for a win to set the course of the season.
So it's back to the drawing board here for Paul Leighton and the Hunters boys.
The lineup for Sunday's clash is as last weekend's team, except for a few changes. Despite putting a strong show on his return to the starting 17, Rex Graham made way for Benji Court, while his pair, Bruce Bawase, keeping his spot. Bawase begged a mixed performance on his debut last weekend, but has done enough to retain his spot.
Still have it, the captain now. Maboko gets it away to Rex. And Graham Rex goes over.
Amongst the biggest changes of the team is the inclusion of big prop forward Norman Akunai, replacing Jacob Lott on the bench. Coming out from the Port Moresby Viper system, Akunai is amongst the best new talents recruited into the Hunter system. Others include Jordan Stephen, Himson Ulalom, Miles Banham and Joel Genna. with the later three made their debut in round one.
On the last. Gonna hoist it high. Good chase there from David. Oh, the ball is there. Who wants it?
Assistant coach Wes Atenza said the Hunters didn't start the season the way they wanted, losing their first two games of the season on home turf, but they remain positive about the season.
Last weekend game was, we learned a lot. They come back strong on the second half, and we learned a lot. The boys, this week training, we try to, taught the boys to play the whole 80 minutes. Traveling our games is pretty tough for us. We have a good track record down there, but this team, it's a pretty strong side too. So we can't take them lightly. We treat every team as a strong side in this comp.
The Hunters put 20 points over the visiting Seagulls last weekend in the first half, but poor discipline in the second half saw the visitors defeating them. They will be aiming to put in consistent performance in both halves of the game to register the first win. East New Britain Egma Couriers has finalised its 35-man squad for the 2026 Digital ExxonMobil Cup season. The full squad will be officially released after the team's final trial match. East New Britain Egma Couriers has retained 15 of its players from last year's roster in the 35-man squad. A full squad for the 2026 Digital ExxonMobil Cup season will be released after the team's final trial match against the Lacenex Tigers on March 28th. Head coach Wartovo Poirot Jr. said the remaining spots have been filled with talent scouted from the local Egmac 9's Tri-Series in January, including a number of forwards who have joined the camp from other franchises. Coach Poirot expressed confidence in the squad's commitment and discipline demonstrated during pre-season training. The players have showcased impressive skills, agility, and flair during their final internal trial prior to finalizing the squad. Poirot emphasized that his primary focus is on refining the team's combinations, particularly within the spine and the revamped middle forward pack. With the return of Mark Alunga from a 2-year stint with the Lacenex Tigers, the team is looking forward to experimenting with new combinations, including former Lahanis half Emmanuel Michael. Poirot also confirmed that key players, regular hooker Nathan Tente and prop Steven Bruno, have defected to join the Tigers this season. However, off-season recruits and Enga Miox duo Bradley Angra and Junior Tallinn have integrated well into the team, impressing the Couriers coaching staff with their attitude and work ethic. Couriers enforcer Muka Peter, rising prop Gregan Format, Simon Johnson, John Raggi Jr. and Jeremy Tambai have been retained. In the bags, Poirot is excited about the addition of former Kimbe Carter's trio, Anthony Longa, Donald Waluka, and Dixon Morrison, who will don the Couriers colours for the first time. Their presence is expected to enhance the established Couriers backline, including the Benjamin brothers, Chris and Emil, along with William Tirang, Connie Bennett, and Benjamin Gaius. On March 20th, 2006, Ryan Pinney, at the age of 25, made history, winning PNG's first ever gold medal in swimming at the 18th Commonwealth Games in Melbourne. Today, at the family business in Port Moresby, Ryan's historic gold medal was showcased in public, and he openly reflected on the historic win made 20 years ago.
Papua New Guinea's swimming sensation, Ryan Pinney, became the second individual from Papua New Guinea to win an individual gold medal at Commonwealth Games. 16 years after PNG's first gold medalist, Gewa Tau bagged the country's first gold medal in lawn bowls at the 1990 Commonwealth Games in Auckland. It was record-breaking for Ryan Pinney in winning gold in the 100 meters butterfly event, and even extra special with his winning time of 52.64 seconds that edged out one of Australia's decorated swimmers, Michael Klim, and Moses Bemesta of New Zealand. Pinney's record win in swimming had put PNG on the global sporting map and is yet to be achieved in PNG. Pini reflected on his win he made 20 years ago, a memorable one which he says still remains fresh in his mind.
I was confident in myself. I'd done a lot of preparations. I was feeling good, so just had to get behind the blocks and do my thing. I've swum that event 100 times or more before, and I went out there. The strategy was to go out there nice and fast, feeling comfortable. I touched the wall first, and then coming home is just do whatever I can. I got to bring it home, and I knew it was going to hurt. And I think, looking back, I think that is probably one of the most painful races I've ever done. It felt like swimming through mud over the last 25 metres. I could hear the crowd, and I've never heard the crowd before. There's a packed stadium. Obviously, everyone's cheering for the Australian, being in Australia. I could feel the presence as I was swimming, and my legs were extremely painful. My stomach, my arms. So I managed to get in there and touch the wall first place, and that's what I wanted to achieve. I turned around and saw my time, saw the gold medal beside my name, saw the number 1 beside my name there, and it was just an unbelievable experience. I managed to get myself up on the lane rope. I've never done that before, and that was very, very, very hard to do, and I'm glad I got up there to be able to celebrate and achieve that.
At today's event, marking 20 years of Pini's golden achievement, his gold medal was showcased at the Pini family business shop, Theodist. At the showroom, many customers and staff gathered to watch the historic win on screen and meet the PNG swimming sensation. Pini believes the sport of swimming has become competitive with many challenges, and for one to achieve his same record has to have the right mindset, attitude, good training and family support.
A whole heap of things that went in behind that swim. I think often people always see the success in that moment and don't see all of the preparations, the years of work that has gone in behind the scenes, and the amount of support is really incredible for me, and that's, I think, why we're having this here, because Theodis has been a big part of that, obviously. My family have been a big part of that support and surrounding me with unconditional support and supporting me do whatever I need to do. But also everyone involved in the National Federation, the Olympic Committee, who made sure that I could get to the event and the lead-up preparations to all of that. So looking back now, more than ever, I see how sports has that impact on people, how the positive impact it can make. So I think sports plays a really crucial role in the community itself. But then it's changed my perception on things a lot, and in how I look at the time I looked at that event as being accomplishing my own set of goals, but now I look back and go, well, this means a lot more if I can inspire another person, if I can sort of bring good memories back to people about a particular moment in their life that they celebrated. I think that's really important as well. So.
Susan Oreape, TVWAN Sports.
Now the weather forecast. In regional focus, southern Port Moresby cloudy with some rain showers, Alatau cloudy with some rain showers and possible thunderstorms. Mamase, Lay cloudy with some rain showers and possible thunderstorms. Wewak and Vanimo, cloudy periods with some rain showers at times. New Guinea Islands, Pokopo Rabaul, cloudy with some rain showers with possible thunderstorms. Kimbe, cloudy with rain showers and possible thunderstorms. And Highlands region, Goroka, Kundiawa and Banj, cloudy with rain showers at times and possible thunderstorms. Ocean forecast for PNG areas for the next 24 hours. Coral Sea, seas rough to very rough with northwest winds of 25 to 33 knots, reaching 47 knots near warning areas. Solomon Sea, seas light to moderate with northwest to northeasterly winds of 5 to 50 knots, turning southwest over time. Bismarck Sea, seas rough to very rough to northwesterly winds of 20 to 33 knots, reaching 34 to 47 knots. Pacific Ocean, seas light to moderate with northwest to westerly winds of 10 to 50 knots, increasing to 20 to 25 knots. And coastal waters forecast: waters of southern PNG-Indonesian border to Daro to Kiwa Island, Kerema, Yule Island could point to Samarai Island, seas 2 to 3 meters, rising to 4 meters along warning areas. Waters of Manus and its western group of islands, seas 1.5 to 2 meters, rising to 2.5 to 3 meters at times. And waters of Bougainville, seas 0.5 to 1.3 meters, rising to 1.5 to 2 meters at times to the northeast. And that wraps up the news tonight. Have a pleasant weekend. Good night.
The TVWAN News was proudly brought to you by